for 440 was a selling zone, 450 was a selling zone, and you can see from same 440 and 450 it fell.
When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
So today we will see how open interest, now how can we trade based on them. We can, I mean, take swing trades. I mean, it impacts basically short term trading only and has nothing to do with long term investment. So basically, now basics of option is that whenever we are, now suppose we are bullish on a stock, either we will buy the call or we will sell the put. And if you are bearish on the stock, you will either sell the calls or buy the put. uh, but what happens if a large institute wants to, I mean, is bearish, he cannot buy the, I mean, they cannot buy the puts because they have to buy in very large quantities. And since there is no there can be a short of liquidity, I mean, they cannot, if they are buying, they have to sell, right? And suppose they don't have so many orders who are there in the system who can sell, so what they do, they sell the option instead of buying. Now all these data is reflected on the open interest tab. And suppose this is a option chain for Reliance, and now you see this blue, this is the call. So it's I mean, it shows us that 2700 has the highest call option data, I mean. And put side you can see 2600 has the highest data. So what it indicates us is that 27 on 2700 the calls are short, I mean maximum calls are short on 2700. So we have to find the highest one. So as per this data, this shows us 2700 is the resistance and 2600 is the support. So this is just the data. Don't have to trade based on this. Now we have to go to the chart. Uh, Always we have to trade based on the chart only. But now we know that 2700 is the resistance and 2600 is the support as per data. So now suppose you are a trader and you see a double top from, this is 20, I mean 2700, right? This area, from the same area, if you get a double top, so it, I mean, it helps us in the decision that now this is a valid trade, as this was I mean resistance as per the data, and you got a bearish pattern, so you traded this. Now suppose, see, it touched this 27, this is the 2600 area. Now you see it didn't break this because this was support, so you know where to exit your trade, because as per data, you see 2600 has the highest call data, and I mean put data, and 2700 was so this is the point to sell only based on the pattern which we got here. And the target is this. But now we have to also, now suppose you want to buy this. Now let me take a different example. Now let us take example of Wipro. So now you see the highest uh, is at this point 450. Okay, now let us go to the chart. Now suppose you want to buy, so you have to find the highest put side open interest, that is at the 400 level. So now current price is 470. Let me erase this quickly. So now you have to find, now you know that the good support is near 400. So now you can see, now you have to find a demand zone that is near to this level. And you can see this is a demand zone, and this demand zone is exactly, not exactly at 400, but from 400 to 405. So it means as per data. Now, see, data also actually tells us a buying zone only. Now, many people, if they are shorting the put here, it means they are expecting market to bounce from here. It may bounce, it may not bounce, but the expectation is that it bounces from this. How much will it depends on the other factors also. But the basic is that this is a buying zone and this is a selling zone. Now you see, now for 440 was a selling zone, 450 was a selling zone, and you can see from same 440 and 450 it fell. And now where is a buying zone? So it will come like this. If it comes like this and you get some positive scenario here, then you will buy it. So is this, is this basic clear to everyone? Uh, uh, I want participation from the members.
Yes,
Other,
yes,
Yes, yes.
yes, sir.
so now, from the members, any stock can you give me? And so we will check the open interest and how we have. Does it work like we have, like it worked here? So we have to find on a different stock. So any stock from the members.
ITC, ITC.
Yeah. So as per data, where is the highest? Highest is at 320. So now let us see where is the price. Now you can see this dip from 320, right? Why is the dip? Because the highest open interest is there, right?
Okay.
And where is the support for this? The put side, you can see there is no big bar as of now. But as of now, if you see, it's near 315 and 300. So that's why it didn't, now let us see, it's below 312. So ultimate will be 300. But now if you're comparing it with this is, see, the volume here is 96,
Lakhs.
but yeah, 9,06,000. But here it's very small. So we have to see now as per data whether 300 is a good, if it breaks 300, then what it means for us that it may be a downtrend for this. Reverse is also true. Now if you are suppose this is a resistance, area of resistance for it. If it clears this with good power, it means this is a breakout. Now as ITC is mentioned, I had already planned to cover this. Now see, this is a old, now I posted this on 11th months ago. Now question was, ITC share rise more than 7% on 16th of September 2021. So I will show you out on the chart also. Now the reason was that the 2020, 220 call had the highest open interest. So let me first go to the same date. It happened on the 16th of September. So this is a candle. So let me erase it quickly. Now the data was like this. This 220 call had the highest open interest. So let me mark the 220. So this was the area that had the highest open interest, and this was a resistance. Now now two things can happen. Either it can reverse from here, or it can give a breakout. So we have to be prepared now. So this is not always like 220 has the highest open interest. So now let us short this, and it will come down. We have to see what happens on the chart. So that's why, many people don't even check the data, and they just trade the chart. And many people don't check the chart, they only check the open interest, and they do trading as per this. So but the best phase is that to combine the power of both. Now if you are seeing 220 as the important point, now you have to see what happens after that. And why it was important, because you can see 2 to 3, I mean a lot of time this proved to be a resistance. So now call shorters always look for resistance now from where market is reversing. That's why always 220 was a strong resistance as per data. But on this day, what happened in the first bar itself, the first bar itself was very big. uh, and check the volume also. So now the point is, if you are trading the open interest, and whenever you see a big bar closing above uh, the big bar closing above the biggest open interest area, so that means now a big breakout can come. And you can check the chart, let me show here. On the same day it went to around 240 also. So you see from 220 to 240 in a single day, and then it came back. But the point is, that was a big trending day, because now what happens when the price goes above open interest? So short covering happens, and this short covering takes the price to a big level. So is this clear, this point also?
Right, sir.
Okay. So let me come to the current now also. Now let us come to the current chart of this. But important point to observe is that these data and are for only short term. Now suppose you are considering a long term charts, monthly, weekly, then you can suppose the I mean you don't have to really look into these data. But if you are suppose someone who is holding either intraday or doing a trade for few days or few weeks, then you can look into these data. Now we found that 300, around 300 is the data to is with the highest data, and 320 is the. So now suppose if we get a big bar above this with big volume also. Now see, volume is dropping from so many days, there is no volume in this up move. So I will not personally take this trade now, because see, there is now price is rising from this point to this point, but check the volume, there is no volume in this price. It's not even above the average volume. So anytime you will be getting a reversal in this. So best trade I think in this will be this 300 is gone. Anytime these round numbers, these 300 is a round number, right? So if price starts to trade below 300, it will, I mean it can fall to 280 also. Is this clear? Now see, you have to judge also. Now you have to find other factors also. The volume is important. You can see this uptrend has no volume in this. So it there is a good chance it will come down. And even if it goes up, then I will not take this trade, because see, it has been going up from a long time. Now also if you followed divergences, there is a good chance this is a divergence in this, right? This to this there is divergence. I mean in the previous first two sessions I have talked about divergence in this. So this there is clear divergence, because MACD is not showing that momentum, so it can anytime give us fall down. And now suppose we know that 320 is a resistance. From the same resistance, if I get a double top or something like this, I will take the trade. Now also same, if I get a trend line breakout, some pattern, I can trade. So clear?
Yes, yes.
Any other stock? So let me first give why. I mean on the Nifty yesterday, I told that let me recall that 700 has the highest open interest, right? In the chat yesterday, I had given in the morning that 700 has the highest open interest. So see, from Same from, and now let me draw one trend line here. Yesterday 17,700 had the highest. So from the same, now see this is just from the same, you got a bearish it and the start, and I mean the start of the day got broken and the low was taken out, so it was a bearish move. And why it happened? Because at this point there was a resistance. 17,700 had the highest call data. It meant it was a resistance, and if you trade on a lower time interval, then you can find a better entry also. That let me remove this. So at this time, if you draw this trend line, the trend line was broken, and then you can have entered in this trade. And at the closing, you got a big why it, and the first question is why it didn't break 500, because it was also mentioned that 500 and 600, actually initially 500 had the highest data, and then 600 also had increased the data, but 600 broke but 500 didn't break because 500 also had the highest put side data. So that's why it just touched the 500 and it gave a big bounce from let me show you. It just touched the 500 and it gave a big bounce again, but it doesn't mean that every time it comes to 500 it will hold. uh, Initially 1 2 times it will hold, but again and again if it is starting coming to this is definitely going to break. So what is the learning till now we had is that first we have to see the uh, highest call data and highest put data, and once we have that we can form an opinion. Now this is the resistance or this is the support. Now if our view is bullish, then we have to find near put, we have to find the anti near put. But if our view is negative, then we can find a selling anti near the highest uh, call option, right? So let us take example of, let me take first Indus Indian Bank. See, for stocks, the option data is very, I mean, pretty straightforward. But if you check the index, then it always, there are a lot of, I mean, peaks. But it's a stock, there are clear, I mean, clear guidelines. Where is the, you can clearly see this 1100 has the highest as of now. And if you go to the chart, it must have reacted from the same. So this was the 1100 area. You can clearly see there is a trend line breakout right at the 1100 area. And now if you go to 15 minutes, you can see, I mean, anything, the pattern, the head and shoulders pattern is also there. And where if you are bullish, the bullish is at 1000 level. So now suppose it comes to 1000. So you can clearly see this, there is a demand zone here. Let me expand it. This is a strong demand zone, right? And it's not exactly at the 1000, but this area, if it comes and we get some positive signal here, then we can go for buy also. But we have to judge what is the overall sentiment and what sort of trade you are looking, because I am looking a bearish trade in this and not bullish exactly. So I will look at the highest call data and then trade the trade, and I will book my profit in this area. I am not looking for bullish trade as of now, because uh, because my is that judgment is that it will fall more. So I will trade more if this highest. You can see that now this area also has some put interest getting built, right? It means now someone is shorting this 1,000 also, which means anytime if it breaks this, it can fall more. So this is how you interpret data. And one important concept is this. Now suppose this 1100 1000 has the highest put, right? But now suppose this gets break and it went to 990. Now next day you have to see at the end of day whether that has, I mean, now it means, now suppose I have taken a positive trade, so I will short this, short the put. And if it, I mean, the stop loss is hit because price went below 1,000, so I will see shedding means someone will have taken out of this position. It will be in the OI, you will see drop. This is the rise, right? But next day you will see a drop in that position. Let me again answer, I mean, explain this what I'm saying. Now suppose 1,000 is the highest put interest and this is the highest call. So we conclude 1,100 is the resistance and 1,000 is the support. Now suppose 1,000 is broken, it means this put seller is in loss. So now in the OI change we will see next day, if we see there is at negative side, the position has, I mean, he has I mean taken out from that trade, it will, you will see a downward bar in this. So it means now he is out of his trade, and that is bearish because the I mean buyer which I mean, was bullish is now bearish, and that's why he has closed his position. Is this concept clear or not?
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is that many times price, suppose price goes above 1,100, and but that doesn't mean now this has closed his position. Many times we see that 1,100 has the highest, but price can reverse from 1,110 also. So what we have to see now, suppose price has gone above 1,100, we have to see whether that position has been shed or not. And shedding means the if this is call position, then at 1,100 you will see shedding of open interest. So let us see another stock now, Delta. So 220 is a resistance and 200 is a support. So you can see it is, I mean, if you see at 220, now suppose I draw this trend line and I at 220 get this breakout. So I will take this trade. But if I get a, now this is 220 resistance and I get a breakout with good volume, I will buy, because 220 is a resistance and 200 is the support. And suppose I want to buy this trade, so I will wait for 200 levels, and 200 levels, if I get a buying position, I will take this. Now many times you have to, there might be case like suppose I also gave trade on IGL also, right? So IGL had highest open interest on 400. It means if price is near to 400, we will buy based on pattern. And all these had highest I mean call selling on 430, 440. So let us see on IGL how I gave that trade. So now see, previous day only I had made an opinion that this will go up. The reason was, see this, there was a divergence continuously, and I was waiting for this breakout. And also I know that 400 is the highest open interest, so that is a good buying position. So anytime it gave me pattern to trade, so I entered, and I know that now this part this part is the point to exit. I'm not expecting a big trade in this, because these are the resistance. So we have to see where is the resistance, where is the support, where is the resistance. So this much is free. See, you can see there is no data. It means it will flow easily to this level, and you can see it went very briskly here, because there is no, I mean, there is no quantity here to, I mean, hold this. The good quantity to good selling position is here only. So whenever it will go to there, you will get negative candles here only. And this was the area to enter, and this was looking at this candle, with the good volume, it was enter to enter short also, you can enter. So so as per this data also, we know now we cannot hold our trade for too long, because this is basically range only trade, like lower point and upper point. Because as per data, 400 and 430, 420 to 430 is the resistance zone, and if you get good entry in your support zone, then you can enter up to the resistance zone. So it is getting clear, or there are doubts?
Sir,
Sunny, so
here,
you mentioned that 400 and 420 is the range. So you bought at 400 and you sold at 420,
No,
right?
I didn't bought at 400. I see, like I said, I don't check just the data. You cannot check the data. I mean, only data of suppose 400 is the highest, so it has to prove that 400 is a good support. So I will, I mean, have said in the previous videos also, like I will wait for bullish pattern, and this is a bullish pattern for me.
Yeah,
And
so, my bad. I was saying 400 was the reversal and you started tracking from here. And as it crossed that 410, 412 level, so it justified the trend reversal and that is where you bought.
right, and let me give you one more insight on this. Now see, this pattern, if you see, this is a range breakout, this is a range. You can expect it to move to 422. My target actually was 422. It went up to 430 and it reversed. So as soon as, I mean, uh, you have to book into this area.
Yeah.
And you can see there was, if you draw this trend line also, you can see it. So I was not expecting it to go high. There are actually other reasons also. Let me tell you that also. Now if you see this, uh, this is a fast move. So now it means this is in a correction move, and for correction we will get three waves. So this is one wave,
Yeah. Same.
this is another wave, so I am expecting it to form another low. So that's why this is the B wave, and I am not in the B wave, you cannot go much higher. So that's why you have to be very specific of your targets in this. I hope you
Okay.
got.
Understood.
But suppose after this, if it again gives me a good position to buy, it has to come up to this level also. So maybe this trade, let me, so suppose after this, if it gives me another trade, then that will be a better trade than this trade, because it has a good room to go above.
But B cannot come below the A down point, right?
B cannot come below. So this is B. Now it has to, B is also not actually, B is also actually not fast. So this is a fast move. Okay. So B is not fast actually. So I think it can go a little above also. But if it again breaks this, B has to be slow. And the point is, A is complete, but B is not complete as of now. So once B completes anywhere, it has to come fall for the C also. And C can come down below A. So after C, for this impulse there will be another impulse that can cross this, so like this. But if I am not get
430 range.
I mean, pardon?
430 range.
Yeah, but if I am not getting this impulse, that is also fine. It can reverse from this. I am not into the trade. So that all I will combine with how this data changes. Now suppose it again comes to 400 and again I got a bullish entry. I can trade, but looking if there is shedding here or not. Now as per this data, highest is at 450, right? So there is a good possibility this higher can be tested once, because see, now this will only make profit when people are bullish, and if people are bullish, they will buy the call. And that's why he has sold, right? Someone has sold 450 call. So 450 call, for that it means it cannot go above 450 as per data, but it can come near to 450. There is a good possibility this high open interest data can be tested. But let us see how that, because suppose this 450 is not tested, this 400 is gone, then you will see this big bar getting created here also. Now many people then they will shift their high this to this position. You have heard that resistance turned into support, so support will turn into resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have 7 minutes. Any anything, any doubts for today or previous lectures?
How do you trade the put and call option in these cases?
So that depends on you, what is your style. So if you want to, I mean, many people will not know this. So now see, like I said, there are, if you are bullish, you have three options. Now first you can buy the equity. You but these are very short trades. So now see, now for equity trade, legally you have to hold for 2 days. And if you are not holding for 2 days, there is a good reason it can shortfall, because the trade you have, the trade will be in your demat account after 3 days. So if I am taking a short trade, you have to think of either selling this put, or if you're bullish, you can sell this put. You can buy the futures, but that is risky. Mostly people sell the put and they hedge with buying it deep in the money, deep out of the money call option. I will discuss these in the future. Right now it may prove confusing, but you have to buy. There is either you have to buy future, you can take equity, or you can sell the put. So all these I think are future topics.
I understand the future and the equity part, but buying and selling of the put and put option is something that I'm not able to grasp.
See, if you are bullish, you can buy the call, or you can sell the put. Selling of put means you are bullish and you expect price to move, and you are, your opinion is that this position will not be penetrated like this. That's why the call and the put, suppose the put is available here at 20 rupees, and you will sell this and it will decay day by day. The price will be here, right? So the price will decay and it will be less than 20 in some days. Day by day, the rent, there is some rent for selling. Now you're selling 20, even if it not goes to a definite target and stays above this, you are making money, because uh, the put and the selling, and the for selling a put, you will be getting a money day by day, that there will be theta decay because price is above this. See, this is the difference between call selling and put selling. Call selling and call buying. If you're an option buyer, there is a probability of only 33%, because the trade has to go in your favor. But if you're an option seller, there is a 66 probability, because either it can go above, either just it doesn't have to come below this. On all other occasions, this 20 will become 0. So you are making this 20 rupees if you are a put seller. But if you are an option buyer, depending on what price, suppose you bought at 12, but it went below your price, you are losing. So even your opinion, I mean, even your observation was right, like market will go above, but still you will not make money because price is below your buying price. But if you're an option seller and I mean, you don't have to be wrong, and there is a bigger probability of making money because you are now saying the price will not breach this. It can go above, it can stay here only, but this should not be and suppose it breaks also, but still you will be making money because for this much time the price was above your price, so there is a decay. And suppose on Friday or Saturday, Sunday there is also decay, so this decays gives you the money.
So essentially, if the support is at 400 and we sell a put option over here, and the overall number goes to 410, though that put number might not be zero, but it would reduce to 10 or 5, and that is where you can buy and scare off your profits.
Right, but see, there is a danger in selling put also, because now suppose on Monday there is a big gap down and
Sunny, just for a minute. If this is a topic that you plan on covering in future, I will shut down right now because we are short on time and we'll learn on when we
yeah.
reach over there. But that was the question that I wanted to understand.
So there are actually strategies, but that, I mean, most of the people here are beginners, and I don't think they are selling puts. This topic that, I mean, the topic today was how to check the resistance and how support. Now, suppose anyone wants to do intraday, so actually, as per data, he can find out where is the resistance, where is the support, and he can, I mean, blindly he will not trade, and he will look whether he has to take a negative or positive trade. So the motive of today's video was that, and that
Okay.
is, if now people are saying that want to go advanced topics, then we can see how strategies we have to see, where to take buying calls, where to sell options. Those we can do. Mostly, actually, selling option is done by people who, I mean, they just sell out of the money options here and here, and suppose the price is here and they will sell the out of the money options here and here, and suppose this goes above their price, so they will take the stop loss here, they will shift their this position and they will sell this again. So they will keep on saying which side the trade is went and where. So that is an advanced stuff, we are not into that as of now. I think the time is over, so let us stop here, and for doubts you can DM and let us see how things plan.
Sunny, how do you connect with you? Because the Telegram group is just one way
I
communication, right?
have
How do you
mentioned
ping?
my DM, I mean, so there is an ID, you can DM on that.
Sorry, where do I find that?
I have shared it in the group, you can search for it, DM me at stock market for beginners. You can search it in the